What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Lamont TV. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications because we're covering some of the biggest stories in comedy, hip hop, and entertainment every single day. Now, if you've been following the comedy world over the last few years, then you already know there's no shortage of drama between Corey Holcomb, Aries Spears, and Corey's former co-host Zo. Fans have been trying to piece together exactly what happened behind the scenes, who was right, who was wrong, and whether any of these relationships can even be repaired. Well, Corey recently sat down with VladTV, and during their conversation, he finally addressed the situation involving Aries Spears and Zo. As always, Corey didn't hold back. He gave his perspective on what happened and why things went left. Now, before we jump into this clip, I want to hear from you guys. Do you think Corey is giving the full story? Do you think Aries Spears was justified in how he handled everything? Or do you guys feel like Zo just got caught up in a situation that was bigger than him? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I have a feeling this is a conversation that's going to have the people talking. With that being said, let's get right into what Corey Holcomb had to say during his interview with VladTV.
All right, let's talk about the Aries situation. So, at the time that the incident happened on your show, Aries was a regular on my show.
Was he?
Yeah. So that situation happened, and he was a regular on my show. So in a way, I kind of took his side because me and you weren't talking, and that's where the beef with me and you kind of started.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's cool. You know, we got on the phone. We talked about all that. We talked it all out.
I ain't trying to interrupt the story, but let me ask you something. Why do you think now me and you sit down and everything is good? Why do you think that?
Because we've always been good.
I think that we do it like this because we're confident men.
Right.
I really do believe that. I believe you're a confident guy.
Yeah.
I'm a confident man. I really don't have time to be mad at nobody.
Right.
You have to do something awful for me to be like, all right, enough is enough. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let's talk about that incident, right? So he was a guest on your show, right? On the 5150 show, which I've been a guest on as well.
Yay!
Was he drunk when he was on the show?
Yes.
Was he drinking before, during?
I don't know if he was drinking before, but during the show he was drinking.
Okay.
It was a coping mechanism, you know what I'm saying? He thought I was one of his heroes. And you know, he couldn't control himself, as he not been able to control himself in a lot of places.
Okay, so he gets on the show and he's drinking, and your co-host, was it Darlene?
Darlene and Zo was there.
And Zo, right. And I guess he called Darlene a Mexican bitch.
Said something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I remember she mentioned that to me.
Yeah.
But him and Zo started to go at it.
I wouldn't say they was going at it. He just was trying to interrupt Zo and do too much where it was obvious. It was obvious. He was like, oh, he's doing too much. And I already knew I was like, I fucked up. I brought him on. You know when you get to that point, like, I fucked up. Let's see, can we make it through this? But we didn't make it through it. Because he challenged a guy that was willing to go.
Right.
And I've seen Zo when Zo gets fired up, I don't think he has control. And I know people like that. People, when they get fired up, they will fight. Especially Aries.
Right. I remember I watched that clip with someone. They were like, oh, when Aries made that little light skin comment, that's probably what made Zo snap. Like,
and he was talking over him the whole show, man.
Yeah.
He was just like, he had no respect for Zo at all.
Right.
And
didn't he say, I'll smack the shit out of you or something like that?
He said something like that.
And he said, Zo stood up.
Some of you light-skinned motherfucker. And then he said something like that. And Zo was like, you're about to prove it.
Now, we're going to get into the clip that actually went down on the 5150 podcast between Aries Spears and Zo. Now, you can kind of see that really what I was noticing during the first encounter, like even just during the early stages of the podcast, during the episode, every time Aries is talking, he always got to put his hands on Zo, keep tapping him and touching him. Me personally, I don't like that. I don't like all that. If we having a conversation, you don't have to keep touching me. And then during the conversation, you could see Aries making a couple slick comments. And Zo, he not a comedian, so he not nobody that's really used to somebody like talking to him like that. And you can see at some point it started to bother him. And we're going to actually break down this. I'm not going to show the full clip of actually the violence that took place because it's not funny. I'm only laughing because like I'm not going to try to show that on the channel. A lot of y'all I've already seen this clip, but if you haven't, you can actually look it up yourself. But I'm going to show y'all what kind of led into the incident that took place between Zo and Aries Spears.
You never trusted me before. Trust me right now. Say what you gonna say.
Yeah. This is what I think about the whole Barack Obama thing. I was under no
And
illusions.
keep in mind,
Shut the fuck up.
Ooh, you see that half red bone, light skinned nigga?
Hey,
get mad at powerful
motherfucker
dark
put
niggas?
hands on you, nigga. Give you real black eyes.
Come on, don't do that, nigga.
And that's the truth, nigga.
Trust me, nigga. You could trust me.
I've had
nigga.
about enough of your shit. That's the truth, nigga. Shut the fuck up while
The
I'm
loudest
talking.
niggas are the light skinned niggas
Yep.
that wish they could be black.
But that'll do that work though.
Yo, I know. Go ahead with your
Okay,
little
let's
salt
all
pepper
I'm not
shit.
drunk, nigga.
I know.
I don't drink, nigga. I'm very clear-minded.
Which means I'll fuck you up
Okay.
even more because I'm drunk, nigga.
What up? What? Hey, what up?
Now, there's a lot of back and forth about what Aries Spears should have done during the situation where, Zo punched on him. A lot of people were saying, okay, well, maybe you should have, defended yourself. Or some people were saying maybe you should have called the authorities. Now, Aries Spears sat down with VladTV a few years ago, and he really just gave his side of things and what was going on through his mind. And then at the end of the day, he actually did end up suing Corey. Corey is going to also break down what went down during that lawsuit, how it took place, and what was really going through his mind during the entire time when he like, bro, this man just punched on this dude on my show, and now I'm about to get sued for it. Check out what Aries Spears had to say about the entire thing a few years ago, and then we're going to also listen to what Corey Holcomb had to say about the lawsuit.
Ending. You fuck with me, you fucking with your best. I would have been going at it. So I was like, you know what, man, let me chill out and let me let the storm die down. And then once it subsides, I'll get back on. Because a lot of people would say to me, I read some of the comments even when I got back on, some of which were very funny. I remember when I got back on, one dude said, God damn, you just now waking up from that beating? So I can take a joke with the best of them, just be funny. But a lot of people went, man, you was a bitch because you didn't do this or you didn't do that back. And it's like, look, man, here's the reality. While I might not be Kevin Hart, hell, I might not even be Mike Epps in terms of stature, I still am somebody. So the decisions I make come with repercussions. So I thought about it, and I thought hard about it. And again, maybe because at the time, with the Tangeray, my first instinct when it happened was just, cover up.
Yeah.
Then once it was over and we got separated and Corey's like, chill, and people telling him to chill. In my mind, I went, okay, if I retaliate, this is gonna come with a price tag.
Right.
Maybe he calls the police, I get arrested. I already got this cloud that hangs over my head in Hollywood as far as being this particular kind of guy. Now, because of who I am, TMZ jumps on it, and it just fuels a fire I'm not trying to start, or I'm at least trying to put out from what people perceive me as. So,
And you have more to lose.
and I have more to lose. That's the other thing. Like Jay-Z said,
If I shoot you,
if I shoot you, if you shoot me, you famous. But if I shoot you, what's a nigga to do?
I'm brainless.
I'm brainless.
Yeah.
So, but then I also thought, you know what? I can make a phone call and have 50 goons here, and this nigga will get dealt with. That way it ain't even on me. But then that comes with repercussions and consequences. So it's one of those things where it's like, your manhood and your pride and your ego get involved, and you want to prove I ain't no punk. I ain't no bitch. But you also got to think, for all the people that's calling me a punk and a bitch, they not gonna have to endure what I'm gonna have to endure if I make this move. Yeah, you want to be a keyboard warrior, you want to call me a punk and a bitch all you want to, but at the end of the day, to satisfy an ego, to satisfy what motherfuckers is saying, you gotta think about all that. Now I'll say this, going forward, if I ever find myself in a situation like that again, and if I even smell some potential shit, I'm gonna be on my P's and Q's.
Right.
But again, I'm 42, not 24. So you got to think about all that shit before you.
I was scared after he beat him up because, in this world, people go get lawyers. And that's just what his bitch ass did. Aries bitch ass went and got lawyers. Yeah.
Okay, so he sued you or Zo?
He tried to date you. They try to sue anybody they can.
Okay, so you get served with a lawsuit. And what do they try to say? That you didn't provide proper security or something? Or?
Whatever they write to justify their lawsuit. Vlad, when people sue, they say whatever they think will get them some money. But when the lawyers found out, there was no insurance or nothing like that. And I think Aries only dropped them off a retainer, but didn't keep giving them money. Because, they're trying to get their money too.
Right.
They said, the hell with it.
Oh, so they just dropped it.
Like, fuck this.
How much do you have to spend, though?
About 20.
About 20,000.
Yeah.
So did you end up firing Zo after that?
No, hell no.
Was he still on the show, though?
Yeah, he was still on the show. That was my guy. That was my dude. And like I say, Zo has a temper. Zoe was, it was another guy on the show named Freeze Love. One day, Zoe got mad at Freeze because Freeze took his hat off, and Zoe doesn't like when you see his head. They were finna go at it. And then one time, me and Zoe went at it. And it was like, I am so glad that he didn't really try to fight me because it would have been a very regretful moment in our lives.
Huh.
Because sometimes you can fight your squad. Do you know what I mean when I say that?
Yeah.
Sometimes squad can get into it. Sometimes it brings you closer. One of my craziest friends, his name is Nate. We had a fight. We've been super solid ever since.
Okay, so Aries sues, but ultimately he drops the lawsuit. It just doesn't progress. So you end up having to pay your 20 to protect yourself, but ultimately. Yeah, man, look, when me and Aries got into it, he made a video saying he's going to sue me because I said that he was rude to my staff. What type of goddamn lawsuit is that? I said, come sue me. I said, come to my show. You can serve me at my show.
But do you understand he's a Hollywood boy? I think one of his parents was a Hollywood person.
His mom was a singer.
Singer?
Singer.
Yeah, that's a Hollywood boy. He's gonna always talk tough because yo, yeah, that's how he talks. But in real life, he's a big old bag of sugar. And that ain't nothing to be embarrassed about at our age, that you're not a fighter. But I think he just talks a lot, and so when I see it, it's kind of irritating. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not mad at him still.
Now, during this conversation that Corey Holcomb was having with VladTV, Vlad actually released the audio of Aries Spears calling Faison love, letting it be known like, bro, all that stuff that you've been saying online on VladTV, you will not say none of that in my face. And Corey Holcomb actually gave his perspective on who he thinks would actually win in the fight between Aries Spears and Faison Love. Bro, y'all got to check this out.
Well, here's what's funny, right? I had Faison Love on my show recently.
Yeah.
And he talked about Aries.
Yeah.
And I guess Aries sent him a voicemail. I'm going to play this right here. Listen to this. You ready for this?
You serious?
I'm serious.
You gonna play the voicemail?
Faison just sent it to me this morning.
Nigga, I hope your bitch ass has the balls that when you see me in public to approach me with the same energy.
Is that real?
I think so, yeah.
Oh my God, Aries, why do you say that? Why would you say that, Aries? We all get upset. We're all imperfect beings. But here's the truth. Faison will beat the shit out of Aries.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I know he could beat him unconscious. So why would you do that, brother?
He completely would. I've seen Faison fight. And I've seen Aries fight. How did those two fights work out?
I size everybody up. I size everybody up. I know what. Like, Faison got weight on him.
Oh, yeah.
But trust me, it ain't a whole weight. Faison is like my brother. They're big, strong guys.
Yes.
Naturally. I don't know why Aries would say that, because what's going to happen when you run into Faison? You going to get loud? That's right. You shouldn't do that, Aries. Even if we have issues like this, that, and the other, we're entertainers. We see each other on the circuit, which is why I called the girl, the hilarious girl, because I'm like, it's not worth it. And it's a girl. I didn't know he was a comedian. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But I'm saying, Aries, you leaving voicemails like that. Aries, the homie, I ain't even gonna tell you, the homie in Atlanta said you had a voicemail. But I know you ain't talking crazy to him, because what he said he'd do, you know he gonna do. I bet you one. But the thing about you leaving these voicemails, this is what I'm saying to you, Aries. You have to learn how to get ahead of your ego at some point, brother, because listen, man, you too old to be getting beat up. You don't heal right at our age, and your sickness, which I know your sickness a little, because when you tried to act like you were injured, the lawyers were able to look into your medical history. Aries, you don't need to be saying that, like, when I see you have the same energy. Stop it. Stop it. There are people who talk shit about me online where I just be like, oh, I got people who've said my name every week for 10 years. And they still ain't got no numbers where enough people watch the show where it's worth it. But they can't help it. They need that validation. I would say to Aries, I don't care what somebody say about you online, especially if it's true.
Now, I need y'all to let me know down in the comment section down below. What do y'all feel about the situation? If these two actually bumped into each other, who do y'all think will win between Faison Love and Aries Spears? I know they're a little bit up there in age, so I hope they don't actually bump into each other and something goes down. But I need y'all to let me know down in the comment section down below. Also, what do y'all feel about the situation between Zo and Aries Spears and Corey Holcomb? This back and forth between Corey Holcomb and Aries just been going on constantly for months recently. At this point, it's starting to get a little bit too old. But I don't know. I think y'all let me know down in the comment section. What do y'all feel about this situation? Also, like I said, we almost at 4,000 subscribers, so I really appreciate y'all watching. What I need you to do, go ahead, hit that like button for your boy. When you hit that like button, it's going to be a hype button also that pop up right afterwards. So go ahead and hit that also. That's how you help small creators like me get into the algorithm. But until next time, if you're watching right now, you want to watch another good video, go ahead, tap into the ones that I got right here on the screen for y'all. But most importantly, hit that subscribe button, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next episode. Until next time, peace, and we out.